Welcome to another video, A Walk with Phil. And what I plan to do today is have a look around the Black Lake estate. I've never been down here before, so I don't know what to expect. It's quite a long estate. It's right next door to another estate called Harville's Hawthorne. But yeah, so let's have a look, shall we, and see what we can find round the Black Lake estate. Yeah, I've just come down Norbury Road, and I've got here a road on my left called John Woodward Way, and if I do look to the left, it does look as though it's a little bit countrified up there, doesn't it? But I think a lot of these types of estates were built on what was known as garden city lines. Not sure if this one was, with lots of greenery around, trees, that kind of thing. And to my right you can see that very thing. It looks like there's some kind of path down there, country path, walk, wherever. It doesn't say where it actually goes to. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of, it's mainly council properties I can see, where you have semi-detached properties at the bottom and another semi-detached properties at the top. There was a lot of those sorts of houses like that built round here. There's Heronville Drive. Yeah, so you can see that with these properties, you'd go up the steps to your front door there at the top of the steps. That would enter your property at the top there. So there'd be like 4 families living in this block. These types of houses, properties seem mainly predominant around this area of Black Lake. Yeah, there's an ugly kind of block of flats here on my left. I see a few of these around, dotted around West Bromwich. Not much of a fan, to be fair, of these buildings here on my left. Maisonettes, I think we used to call them. Now we're on Heronville Road. What we got here is a kind of a village green. As you can see, look, we've got these sort of maisonettes type properties here to my left and ahead of me. Yeah. And we've got the more traditional semi-detached properties here on my right. They look fairly new. Those obviously are newer builds. No signage on this little village green. You know, no ball games allowed, no dog walking, that kind of thing. So you can do that if you want. I think we'll take a walk on the sunnier side of the street. There are these types of newer builds here on my right, and then you've got more of the council property sides there, houses there on the left. New porch perhaps. Yeah, contrasting sides of that street. As we said earlier, building estates on garden city lines, they always introduce trees and grass verges and little village greens that we've just seen back there. It's quite verdant. It looks pleasant enough. And for a change, we're walking along a street that ain't noisy. Okay, there's Heronville Road coming to the... Have we come to the end of this road? As I said, never been down here before. Very old 60s type blocks there. 60s type properties with their flat roofs. And what we got here, Hawkstone Crescent. We'll never walk down there, I think. So I look down, walk to Hawkstone Crescent. There's more council properties ahead of me. There's Ebenezer Street to the right. Got some new properties here. If you want to live down Hawkstone Crescent, looks quiet. Okay, Hawkstone Crescent tends to, bearing round to the left. Let's cross here, see what's down here. And a lot of 60s, a lot of 70s, 80s builds here. And again, lots of greenery here to my right. Trees, wide green verges for cars to park on, as you can see, vans. And what was once a nice green verge is now turned to hard mud. A lot of road verges are destroyed by cars deliberately parking on these grass verges. Yeah, it's all very modern, peaceful along here in the area of Black Lake. What do you think of it, folks? I can even hear seagulls. Mind you, hear them anywhere these days, don't you? It's not just the seaside anymore. Yeah, you can see there's a sign there, Pemberton Road. That's where we are. Somebody's got the mower out over there. More greenery here on the corner of the road. Large green space. More trees, hedges. Very new houses here ahead of me. All semis. No chimneys. No, they don't build chimneys anymore, do they? Don't have coal fires or wood fires now. Frown on that these days, the councils. Instead of chimneys now, you see solar panels. Okay, so we've sort of gone round Pemberton Road, and a pan to my right here we've got another little local shop convenience store serving the folks of Black Lake here, cost cutter. As we take a left here down Finch Path Road, wide pavements for parking your cars on. Now it's not for pedestrians, are they? Park your cars here, wide enough to put 2 cars side by side if they want. And lots of rows of bins outside your property. Nowhere to put them, is there really? Okay, we've reached the end of Finch Path Road. I think we'll take a left now down Merrick Road. And you still see a bit of this, don't you? Road signs at the top on building, on people's houses. That one's just above somebody's window. A lot of gardens gone now, front gardens gone now to create a space to put their cars on. Again, Merrick Road has a few trees along it. Merrick Road again is one of those circular type roads. Lots of council built properties here on my left. In fact, there's a few there. Now we've come to another section of Merrick Road now that's fairly new. A good mixture, isn't there, of old and new properties. These are all 30s properties. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to leave Merrick Road. I go left here, take this short pathway that leads us onto the Black Lake metro stop. The metro's just arrived at this very stop. Okay, so yeah, we've come to the Black Lake stop. Now this is the metro line that runs from Wolverhampton to Birmingham, and it cuts through much of the Black Country, Wednesbury, West Bromwich. Okay, obviously this was the main railway line that used to run to Birkenhead and Birmingham, operated by the Great Western back in the day, closed 1972. In fact, this particular track here was kept in operation after 72 for freight until 1981, because there was just a bit further down this line there was a coal depot that was operated for a while, and finally that itself was disbanded, and a housing property is now, a housing estate is now built on there. Bridge over, we've got a little bridge here over troubled waters. Well, they're not really troubled, are they? Looks like a bit of a stream going on. Yeah, we continue up this stretch of Swan Lane. Old properties there, 1920s, here, brand new, all brand new, £13 million property development. Yeah. On here, on this site used to be the Black Lake Ironworks, huge foundry. I don't really know if I remember it being a foundry. I do remember it was a few industrial factory units that were on this site. Now, the path I'm taking now was the original routing of Swan Lane, the original Swan Lane. But as you can see to my right, there, as you can see, Billet Lane. That's where the cars run now up to the traffic lights. It's like a crossroads now, and ahead of the cars here on the right, there's the traffic lights, and ahead of that is Church Lane that would take you down to Ailey Heath. But it's right up until the 70s, I believe, late 70s. This was the main road, and your car would stop here, and your car at the end of this road turn a right and then a left. It was all very inconvenient. There on the corner, there used to be a pub there. Does anybody know what it was called? Well, it was the King Edward VII pub. Yeah, it was demolished eventually in 2008. And they've got boards around this particular part of this building, which was the old Express and Star building. It wasn't there very long. Well, they didn't operate producing papers there very long. Back in the day when Express and Star used to be a very popular newspaper on a Thursday, especially, it was full of jobs. And it's been empty for, I don't know, 15 years. But as you can see, Saab Capital have got all the boards there. But as you can see, this building now looks as though eventually it's going to be flattened, and maybe it's going to make way for, let's think, yeah, new houses. That would be the case, wouldn't it? Okay folks, so we're walking along the road called Black Lake now, and just there to the right where that car just came out, down there used to be the original site of Firkins, who were the rivals to Robinsons, weren't they, back in the day, making cakes, bread. That lasted a lot longer than Robinsons. Yeah, it lasted a lot longer than Robinsons. In fact, Firkins bought out a lot of the Robinson shops. But just down there now you can see it's like an industrial estate now. There's a lot of things going on. Huge acreage of land where the trains right up to 1981 would come and load the trains with coal, taken wherever. Eventually this site was all cleared and all this housing estate was built on it called the Bantocks. And you know, what do you think about it? I mean, we've got a housing estate that's built to an extraordinarily noisy road called Black Lake leading up to Hilltop. It's built under power lines, and to the left over here somewhere there's a canal, and well, it's all the sort of things I wouldn't fancy living next to. But that sort of thing doesn't bother a lot of folks, does it? Here we got a recent addition to Black Lake. It's landscaping company. It used to be Darlaston Builders. I'm not sure if it still is. It's the complete do-it-yourself mega store. Okay, there's the Bantocks to your left. Quick Fit I can see over there on the right, that's been there for a while. Yeah, Quick Fit's been there years. Again, it's hard to imagine that all along here back in the day was all terraced properties. All big towns like West Brom were full of terraced houses. I mean, let's face it, they had to go eventually. But what they were replaced with never really made the town better, really. Okay, Black Lake, and used to be this is the Lakeside Road here on my left. Looks like that was an old shop there that's shuttered. Quick look down Black Lake for you, where we've just come up. Now, someone might have to tell me this, but for the life of me I can't remember what this pub was called on the right. Yeah, it's all been converted into flats now. They were renovating the pubs for years before eventually it's become the building as it is. That little balcony there looks original, just above number 3. Well, it looks a bit stained. Off license over there on the right. And it's a convenience store, as we're now in Hilltop. And here on my left here is the oldest pub now in West Bromwich, I believe, called the Sow. I always used to think it was called the Sow and Pigs, but I don't know if it's just the Sow. And what's interesting about the Sow is it used to be 2 houses. As you can see from the frontage, where there's 2 steps, 2 lots of steps leading up to 2 separate doors once, and then of course it merged into one. And it looks to me now it's one of those but it says it's a bar and grill, so perhaps we'll do a video in there one of the days. I think this pub's around about 1800, 1801, something like that. But anyway, it's still open and it's still a pub. Okay, if we look to the left here, we got some those lovely little terrace properties dating from the 1910s. And some new builds here to my right. And a very, very busy Black Lake Hilltop Road. Now ahead of me is Hilltop. I did a video on Hilltop a while back. I'll see if I can put a link up above so you can check that one out. And yeah, we've come to the end of our little walk around Black Lake, the Black Lake Estate and the Black Lake Road. Okay folks, I think we'll wrap it up now. So I hope you enjoyed that little video around the estate of Black Lake and up Black Lake Road. And yeah, I don't know what your memories of that area is or what you think about Black Lake, but put it in the comment section below if you've got any memories of this area. And yeah, so if you like the video, hit the like button and hit subscribe and hit the notification bell for future videos, and I'll see you on the next one.